that fight. I think, you know, me and him, he has the 3 belts, I have the 1. Going into this fight, you know, then it declares we're the kingpin of the 135 division. We cleaned out the whole division.
JoeyKO, MixedMartialMike. Here we go on another ride.
Well, we're not going anywhere. But technically we are. October 17th. Just so you know that he remembers.
My father's birthday. Shout out to my pops.
Sunday? That's Sunday
on
weekend?
October 18th, yeah.
Okay.
So this is exciting because Teofimo Lopez and the Matrix Lomachenko, this is a big fight for the 135-pound division.
I think a big fight overall in boxing right now, especially with 2020 being as crazy as it is. They were considering it being an ESPN pay-per-view, but I think they actually dialed it in for an ESPN.
Well, that is great news for us because I would have thought that this was definitely a pay-per-view fight, especially when you look at Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. That's going to be a pay-per-view fight. But let's not talk too much about that. They might change their mind. Let's leave it this way so that way we don't got to pay $90 to watch a damn fight. Yeah.
And secondly, let's just consider this a pay-per-view, regardless of you're paying or not, because a lot of you motherfuckers don't pay anyway, you cheap bastards.
Yeah, you always want to call like, yo, are you going to watch the fight, yo? Teofimo, he has had some big wins, but not at the level that Lomachenko has had. Lomachenko has been in, I think, 13 or 14 world title fights.
Like, Teofimo is mostly a traditional, conventional, hype-trained fighter. They fight a bunch of guys, even though this is what, his 12th fight, 13th fight?
16 fights.
So 16 fights.
They both had 15 fights each.
I do believe Lomachenko's speed run to the titles, to title shots, is the reason why this man is not even at 20 fights yet and now fighting a guy like Lomachenko. Usually guys that are hype trains are fighting 25 fights, maybe even 30, you know. How many bums did Wilder fight before he eventually fought a good guy?
That escalated quickly.
Well, with these two guys, even though they don't have a lot of fights, they both have fought at a high level.
For sure.
The difference is that Lomachenko has fought at the world championship level for almost his whole 15 fights.
This is fight number 2.
Yeah, exactly. So he has 14 out of the 15 fights was world title fights. And he tried to make history. He tried to break the record by becoming a world champion in his 2nd fight. He lost that fight, but then he ended up tying the record when he became a world champion in his 3rd fight. So this guy is in the history books
already.
The Matrix is a 3-time Olympic gold medalist. So this guy has almost 400 amateur fights, has only lost 1 fight in the amateurs and 1 fight as a professional. And just so you know,
this guy is the truth.
An amateur fight is 3 to 4 rounds. It's a big difference for you to try to win a world title like right away. It's crazy that he even attempted that.
And I think,
and he almost did it. It was a close fight. He lost to
it was a decision.
A legendary fighter,
Orlando Salido. Yeah,
Orlando Salido is definitely retired now, but he should definitely be in the Hall of Fame with what he done in his career.
Lomachenko's claim to fame will be 99 or 97% of his fights were championship fights. What fighter in the history of boxing would be able to claim that sort of thing? Imagine him at 30 fights, and most of those fights, I would imagine, are championship level fights. Even Floyd Mayweather, who has an amazing record, in other videos we've studied that. You broke down that record of how many champions he's fought. But imagine just the idea of a man fighting 95 and up percentage of his fights, her fights, in championship fights. It's remarkable.
Lomachenko has been dominant in most of his performances, but he hasn't looked too dominant at 135. He's struggled with the bigger guys.
Great point.
And Teofimo is a true 135-pounder. So that is one big advantage because I've seen Lomachenko get dropped at 135 pounds.
You have.
Nobody even came close to hurting him. They could barely touch him. But at 135, he is struggling with the taller, lankier guys, long arms.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
like Linares, Luke, and Pedraza are all taller, lankier, and very good boxers, and he struggles with those guys.
But is Teofimo a long, lanky fighter? I don't believe so. But he is
long, but
he's
he is
explosive,
big, and he is bigger than
Lomachenko definitely. He has more. He has
He's
more weight on his
taller.
back for sure.
He's 5'7". Lomachenko, I believe, is about 5'5".
Really?
5'4". I mean, he's a short guy, not really that big. He doesn't have the girth.
He don't have the girth. I agree that Teofimo is definitely a lot stronger of a competitor. But at the end of the day, muscles will only get you tired, buddy. So if you're gonna expect to last in the championship rounds, you better not rely on the muscles and better not rely on them flips.
Well, these are
those phenomenal
135.
flips he has.
That's 135, so those muscles are not going to really get in the way.
Oh,
And
he gets
boxing,
tired.
it is not recommended for you to lift weights, actually. It's all calisthenics, push-ups, sit-ups, you're running, you're hitting, the tires. It's all different types of
MMA is a little bit
exercise.
different because you do got to train for extra mass. But like you said,
Yeah, you're not
in
grappling.
boxing,
So in boxing,
you're much
it's not
more.
even recommended. I used to weightlift when I was boxing once a week. So
Look at
weightlifting is
let's
not-
talk about a boxing example of that. Joshua Kaladi, a man who's the most muscular 147-pounder you can imagine.
Yeah, but that was naturally. He
No,
was
I'm not
actually-
saying that he was on
I used
anything.
to train with Joshua Kaladi, so yeah.
Wow,
he's
yes.
naturally.
Nice
He was
hit. That's a
not-
nice hit.
He wasn't big on weightlifting either.
I love the story of you thinking you beat Joshua Kaladi's ass, and then you realize that he may have been taking it easy on you. Oh, this guy got stories. JoeyKO got stories with top fighters and top coaches.
We're gonna save that one.
We
for
saving
Tales
stories.
with the fight fans.
For sure.
I really don't know who I have in this fight. It's like a 50-50. Now, Teofimo, I mean, he's an incredible talent, and I think the size difference is very big. So, the punching power that comes from that guy, I don't think if he drops, Lomachenko,
He's finishing.
I don't think he's getting back up.
Okay.
I mean, he's been hit.
And you could tell.
Lomachenko has been hit by some guys who have decent power.
But could they finish?
Pedraza is not a big finisher.
Right.
Luke is not a big finisher.
Right.
And neither is Linares a huge finisher. These are guys who have power and are big 135 pounders.
The biggest of those three is Linares, and he hurt him the most. But to your point,
when
absolutely.
you compare the punching power that Teofimo's coming in that ring with, it's really hard to say. I mean, a smaller man like that, he's going to have to be the untouchable Lomachenko. The Matrix has to show up.
And I believe
Neo has to show up.
Neo.
He's going to be dodging bullets. If
Neo got to show up, Teofimo's going to have to be the architect. And the fact of the matter is, you can actually tell he's trained meticulously, like an architect. He's trained really well in the conventional school of boxing, in American boxing.
Mr.
But
Anderson.
But Lomachenko is a foreigner. He's like Jokic right now in the Nuggets. He's like Luka Doncic from basketball. These are foreigners coming in. They're
Fucking
all
guys
technique.
all over the place.
I'm everywhere. But the technique is what I'm
Always
saying.
using an example from a guy that's not even in the sport.
No, you cannot train for Lomachenko. You cannot purchase a sparring guy off the market, and I just made that sound horrible. But you can't get a sparring guy who's gonna be able to accurately depict the way Lomachenko fights. At the end of the day, Lomachenko has that advantage. You can definitely find guys who are similar to Teofimo.
These two guys are probably two of the most talented guys to ever fight each other.
But could you compare this to Canelo versus Mayweather? That Mayweather fought him when he was more green. Teofimo got more space to grow.
Well,
And he's
I'll tell you
fighting him
what,
now. I'm not saying he's
Teofimo
purposely thinking that way. I'm
is
just saying.
freaking young as fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Still got more chance.
So it could be something like that. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people didn't necessarily think that Canelo was gonna beat Mayweather. So when they fought, Mayweather was still the highly favorite. Canelo kind of became Canelo after that fight, almost, because he has much bigger wins after losing to Floyd than before Floyd. I don't have a pick in this fight. I think it's 50-50, but who do you got? What are you rocking with?
Lomachenko. I do believe Lomachenko is just a guy you can't train for. It's a guy you have to think extra for. You have to place a lot of mental games because he's not gonna fight like a conventional fighter. He even throws techniques that you have to prepare for, like he puts your guard down and swings over the top of it, the way he switched stances, the way he's able to have the same amount of power from the left and the right hand. There's so much power that these two fighters have, but I believe Lomachenko with the lateral movement and the agility will be able to land that shot, where Teofimo, although let's give him credit for his own agility, he is definitely more conventional. So I think Lomachenko is just going to be more prepared, and he's going to be able to put him to school.
I think the real winner is going to be the fans.
Don't cop out, motherfucker.
The real winner is going to be the fans.
I agree.
We're going to get a good fight, man. Give us your take. Obviously, I don't got to pick. He's picking the Matrix. Tell me what you think. Who you got in this fight, man? Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, man. Until next time.
Now my name is Lomachenko. All right.